Hello everyone, welcome to another issue of the Random Horror Games on Itch.io. This is Worm, playing Twisted Bark Forest. Twisted Bark Wood. Okay, I'm a little... Why is that 2? Why is that 2? Oh no, space. Okay, I did it. Okay, I can double jump. Good. This already feels awkward for my fingers. Okay, good. I can also use the arrows. It doesn't say. Shift keeps spirits at bay. Wonderful. Do I have to double jump for every single thing? Are you a spirit? I guess that's a spirit. It looks like a rock to me. Okay. Turn back. Okay, so hitting shift did nothing. Yeah, hitting shift is doing literally nothing. And then I fell down. And I got my health back. They're afraid of the light. But they can shoot at me, so... That's just not great. Again, I'm hitting shift. Maybe I have to hit the other shift? I have to hit the other shift now. Interesting. That doesn't... Oh. No, I don't want to turn on filter keys. Fuck you. Why am I slow here? Hey. I guess I live here now. Okay. Yeah, that's a game. All right. I like the aesthetic. The movement is a little weird. I really like this. You died screen. The controls don't work very well. Like you noticed, I was pushing shift a whole bunch and nothing was happening. So I had to go to my other shift key. So that was weird. And then having me just not being comfortable with WASD is my own problem. But having the arrow keys also work was really nice. I really love the glow effects. I like that the ghosts are afraid of the light. I don't understand why that doesn't work with my lantern, but I guess that is what I'm doing when I hold shift, is it makes the lantern brighter and turn blue. Don't like that I have to double jump for everything. Like, the movement's really awkward, primarily. Alright, let's check out the next one. Alright, this is the Hidden Shadows. Green shirt. I want to interact with that. So I want to pick up my shirts. What is this? Some Minecraft bullshit? Todd the fish. Okay. Cola cans. I thought that was blood. Orange shirt. Cola cans. Cola cans. What is wrong with you? Why do you have so many cola cans on your floor? I'm gonna open my... Okay, that's chair. This is a poster for not the Terminator. No, I wanted the music. The music's nice. It's probably copywritten, but... There's a shirt. Put my laundry in the closet. Okay, why is it dark now? Turn the screen back on. Turn the lamp back on. Close my curtains. Nope. Check on my fish. Check the door. I'm like, what are my posters? Okay. Check my windows. Weird. That was cool. I liked that. It's dark again. and I can't move. So far, that's my biggest problem, is that I cannot move. And then I died with a jump scare. But a scary doggy? Is that a scary doggy? I guess I didn't die, but I got transported here.
Breaking news. We are sorry to report the death of a local resident yesterday evening.
Oh, I guess I died.
The victim was found in her room all alone, or rather what was left of her. Her family is heartbroken and is still seeking answers. We don't have too many details, but it seems a newly created government project went haywire. The government and our gracious ruler have promised compensation for this tragic loss.
Our
and
gracious
ensure us
ruler.
that this technology will be revised. None of you are in danger. There are sometimes just losses in the quest for peace. Once again, we are sad to report this and hope you all have a great rest of your day.
For not all hope is lost.
You can still be saved.
I can help you.
We need each other.
I will give you a second chance.
And you will assist me.
As one of the most powerful beings.
All you need to do is be one of my right hands.
Ah, I'm good. Oh. Okay. So that's an issue. Whatever that is, an error occurred running the Unity content of this page. That needs to be fixed, because this is really cool. I really like how it's like, oh, it's just a survive the night game. You gotta do all your chores before the night falls, kind of a thing. And then I didn't like that I got frozen. I thought that was a glitch. So maybe not having that going on. But then when it turned out that I died, but I wasn't really dead, I got like that second chance. That's really neat. And that looks like this is a really cool start to an actual game. But yeah, that crash there, that's the biggest issue. Let's go on to the next one. This is Awkward Conversation in Elevator Simulator. This is probably copywritten. Step back into reality. You've been stood in the elevator for what feels like hours and it's only gone down 2 floors. Will management fix this piece of crap? Tut audibly to no one in particular. Tut, you say to an empty elevator. You say it with real conviction as well. A primal tut, as it were. For a moment, you swear you heard a secondary tut, but this tut did not come from your lips. This was a tut from another, but there's nobody here. Maybe the universe is equally as disappointed in you as you are in it. The door's open. The door's open. A very smartly dressed man enters carrying a briefcase. He looks like he's here for an important meeting. Important man for an important meeting. You just tut at me, says the man. Quick, you need to make a good impression. Tut at him. Tut, you say again, like the renegade you are. Sure, you don't know whether the man deserves your righteous fury, but he'll be getting it anyway. Tut, you say. Tut, tut, tut. There's no stopping you. Tut again. You tut again, but this time it feels forced. You try too hard to be the quirky one, and it clearly makes people feel uncomfortable. The man is trying to back out of the elevator, but it's too late. The doors are closed, and he doesn't look happy. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be anywhere near you. There's some way to salvage this. Screw you, keep tutting. You offer up another tut, but the man pretends he can't hear you. Your attempt at being rebellious has not furthered your social standing in this elevator. This is so embarrassing. You could die, like literally die. No, seriously, you could die. It's your last chance to salvage this disaster. Tut! I died! I died of embarrassment, I guess. I'll be reborn. Let's try this again. Everything that was so peaceful before, it was glorious. Nothing to do, nothing to say, nothing to think, just nothing. But then your mom and dad just had to go and fuck, didn't they? And you came out kicking and screaming. There is literally no reason for you to put childbirth in this game. Thank you. Love it. I want to die for real now. Okay. Keep waiting in silence. That's what I normally do. You've always been good at that. Maybe if you stayed silent for long enough, you'll eventually fade into the other, become a nothing. That'd be nice. Oh, okay. Take a deep gulp of air, and then you hold, and hold, and hold, and hold. Before passing out. What? The door's open. A very smartly dressed man enters carrying a briefcase. It looks like he's here for an important meeting. Okay. Are you alright? He asked, clearly not wanting a response. Quick, you need to make a good impression. I'm going to pretend to look at my phone. Welcome to PostMed, your daily dose of positive reinforcement. Stop. You're a strong, independent man. Stop. Try telling a joke. People love jokes. A joke. Why would I tell a joke? A few neurons in your brain screaming into life. Synapses flash. Well, they create a full glow. There must be a joke in the gray matter somewhere. You must have heard something funny at some point in your life. Oh, I got one. Do you like prop comedy? Look down at the wilted cardboard box. There are several items inside. They include a framed photo, a cactus, the remains of a stress ball, and a fancy pen. Wow, there's such good opportunities for comedy in this box. I can just eat them. Eat the cactus. The man looks at you with abject horror. His mouth is hung low, eyes wide and pale face. It's safe to say this conversation is not going well. You've made a very poor impression. Please, I'm just here for a meeting. He stutters. You see him suddenly reach for his phone. Meeting? What meeting? I'm here for a job interview, says the man, casting his gaze away from your unsightly figure. A sharp pain plants itself behind your eyeball. Seems like someone's taking a drill to your school. Job. Interview. For what? You ask. Just a system administrator role? He says. 17 to 19K. It's an opportunity to join a rapidly growing managed IT service provider, offering exceptional professional development opportunities, free training, a modern and relaxing work environment, and a friendly, people-focused culture. The ideal candidate should be cowardly, subservient, unquestioning, and backstabbing. That's my job. I'm sorry. We're going to have to let you go. What? Listen, I do feel bad for you. Really, I do. I know things have been difficult. I can't keep making excuses for you. It burns so good. Let's not beat around the bush. You've poured a tin of coffee granules into a kettle, turned the kettle on, and are now guzzling black coffee straight from the kettle spout. Is this a breakdown? Are you having a breakdown? What are you doing? Asked your boss, his voice filled with pity and contempt. This isn't the first time he's caught you in a compromising position. Remember the fist fight with a rubber plant? He rubs back of his neck, trying to avoid eye contact. Come to my office, he says. I don't see what the problem is. Listen, I do feel... Okay. Please, I need this job. It's all I've got. Sorry that the decision has been made. You'll regret this. See? It's shit like that. You can't go around saying this stuff. Nobody feels comfortable around you. Did you know that? I've got friends. Okay, well, you haven't got any in here. Pack up your stuff. You gotta get out in an hour. I mean, you're not my friend? No. I feel cold. I feel very far away. It's like you're watching your life on a very small, very old telly. You see your boss out on the desk in front of you. He looks like a bad guy from one of those black and white movies you used to watch. You'll never have any friends here, he snarls. You can choke on the stress ball, that's why it's in pieces. You snap back into reality. The elevator steers you to a hall and the doors open. Your journey is over. A dozen armed police officers fill the hallway in front of you. Several of them look at you with surprise. You step out of the elevator that is painted red. Sticky, sticky red. You grab the nearest officer and put your arms around him. Will you be my friend? Okay, this isn't really comedy, or this isn't really horror, this is just kind of like weird shit. So I'm gonna call that one good. Let's go on to the next. Your crimes have caught up with you. You sit in darkness, awaiting judgment from the Council of Gulls. Alright, this is Nightmare. It looks like a nightmare. Is that a gull? I can't look at it, because I can only turn 90 degrees. The Council of Gulls has found you guilty for such heinous treachery against Laridai kind. You are to be sentenced to 3 months down the dreaded well of muffled sobbing. Go now, let the darkness consume you. Let the harrowing sobs echo in your dreams and fester into vast nightmares of unending anguish. Caw! Caw! I don't think seagulls caw, I think they screech. Ho ho ho, come to talk to an old gastroped, huh? Well then, what can a slug like me do for a treason-riddled traitor like you? Nothing, nothing, that's what. Get out of my face, leg walker. You grab hold of the rope. There's a rope? Climb into the well. I want that lamp, though. Is this me going down? Oh. You slowly lower yourself down into the darkness of the sludge strewn brick of the well. clambering down the steep shaft, grazing your raw flesh as you scrape against the sharp stone. Okay. Can I jump? I know. I know? The stench of decay floods your nostrils. You aren't the first to make the treacherous journey down this well, nor will you be the last. Oh my god. Now think of it, all the council sentences you've witnessed, you've never seen one that hasn't resulted in punishment via descent. You see a fragile grate in front of you. The metal is worn and bent from prolonged exposure to the elements. You plunge your clenched fist into obstacle and watch as it rattles loose. You slip through the newly punched hole in the grate. This is very awkward. I have a terrible allergy to cave dust. Honestly, this is a very poor scenario for me to be in, but still, I have no regrets. They threw me down here for protesting, but still, to fund the Gull Police, redistribute their blood money, and together we can rebuild a loving and supportive bird society where the most vulnerable of our community no longer need to suffer nor live in fear of our all too violent judicial constructs. I agree. This poor soul has an ugly grave. One can only assume they held a bitter resentment towards sculptors. God, movement is hard. Here lies Harold von Gulligan and his loving husband, Egbert. Dill von Gulligan. May they both rest in eternal peace, gobbling seeds from an endless bucket and stealing the occasional chip from all-loving gull deity, James of the Six Wings. The plaque is engraved with the words, "This could be you. Buy a lovely, cozy grave for your impending demise from Gull and Gull morgue specialists." Okay, turning is hard. Knowing when you're going through a door is hard. You've got to respect the craftsmanship of these ancient buildings. Their profound monuments to our past are so often steeped in community history. Even the most minute detailing can be remarkable significance and uncover the vital stories of your journey to modern-day Gull society. It's a real shame I can't bring these findings of mine back up to the surface world. This is a treasure only us condemned well-dwellers may share. This perplexing brick cathedral has the most harrowing aura. I sense a deep spiritual energy and a profound sense of loss emanating from its walls. The face of stone tells tales of such potent sadness. Each night it sobs for a meager glimpse of the world above. I wish I could shed a little comfort of this melancholy mass of building material and sorrowful emotions. Okay. No. You can't, start a conversation. You just walk up to them and it immediately starts. Boo-hoo wag. Oh, you there. Have you come to visit me? Come closer, little one. No harm shall befall you, friends of my own. I am the gateway of sorrows. Once a simple gull, now cursed to sit for all eternity, chained to this foul construct of wretched masonry. These near blind eyes shall never again witness the sweet sensation of sunlight. My misdeeds, you ask? I stole 3 seeds from the Gullmouth weekday market. If you ask me, the punishment is hardly befitting of the crime. Alas, this sadness knows no bounds. I know not what lies beyond this gate of mine, only that it curses me with the most profound heartburn. Okay. I'm not clicking on all those crosses. Stardust hangs thick in the air. This pathway fills your form with a deep sense of remorse. Beyond the metal fencing, you make out a line of graves unlike any design you've witnessed. Above the surface, legends of angels fill your mind. Perhaps this is where angels come to die? They just look like candelabras. Motionless figures linger in the distance. Something tells you they know your innermost desires, sharing every whim and unspoken secret. They stare vacantly, silently judging you from behind the fence. Okay. From above, gaunt specters watch you with beady eyes. They've seen every path untrodden, every action not taken, witnesses of the infinite dead futures, all the universes that could have been, but never were. Okay. Countless beings watch you from the dark meadow. They bear the faces of each person you ever encountered but never knew. They shall forever be a mystery to you. They look like birds. Dead gods line the cold soil of this empty graveyard, the prayers of their followers, and buried with them, trapped and forever unheard from within their eternal coffins. This is a really cool concept. I don't understand why they're birds. You step into the dimly lit circle of flowers. A feeling of inner peace washes over you, your body. Every worry and insecurity drifts away from your tired body and becomes one with the flora. Like, it seems that them all being birds just kind of makes it silly instead of a serious horror game. You sense a strong spiritual presence. In the darkness of this cold, vacant space, you feel a vast numbness wash over your body. Memories of 1,000 dead galaxies fill your mind, and you instantaneously relive every past life. Countless millennia and unimaginable forms flood the intricate inner canals of your brain. Brain matter as you seep in and out of copiousness. Before you lies a presence greater than any else in existence, a creature predating time and creation itself. Trembling, you step forward. Yo! Are you here with that chill-based condemned soul masala I ordered? No? Oh, truth be told, I'm more than a little upset right now. I was actually really looking forward to that. Anyhow, you're probably wondering who I am right now. Oh, you're not? Gotta say, another disappointment. Let me introduce myself anyway. I'm James of the Six Wings, grand deity of the goals and creator of the universe you currently inhabit. I have full dominion over life and death, a sculpt fate with my feathers, and a shift the course of time with itself. Wait, are you even listening? No. Well, this thing keeps getting worse and worse. Why are you down here anyway? Only the most vile and heinous of law-breaking gull gets tossed into the well of muffled sobbing. Actually, don't tell me. I'll just use my incredible physic powers. I'm a deity after all. Haha. Wait. You what? You're the delivery gull. Your crime. No. No. You devoured my curry. You truly are a piece of work. You're nasty, horrible, stink-dripping, food-munching, foul-tempered, trifling. Psh, cool it. Gotta remember what my therapist taught me. No more smiting. Yeah, I'm really miffed about this whole scenario, but I guess I made you in my own image after all. So who am I to complain, right? If you could kind of just leave right now, that would really help chill me out. I'm sensing some rather negative, self-destructive energy brewing. I'd really rather not spiral again. The door behind me will erase your feeble memory, send you back in time to the point of your conception. Really? I don't... Why are you doing this? Why does everyone have to go into childbirth? Like, that's not a thing that has to be done in every single story. Like, I don't even want to go through there. I don't want to have a childbirth scene. Or an egg-laying scene. Like, even comedies, even, like, fucking period dramas, they've got to have a childbirth scene. And I'm like, I'm going to throw up. Thank you. Trembling, you pull open the handle of the heavy doorway. You scream as you feel your form fragmenting, grasping onto precious memories. You struggle against the force as your mind unravels and the numb darkness of non-existence consumes you. Everything you held close to you, every moment in action, slowly erased as the door ends, even the perception of what it was to once live. Alright. I guess that's the game. Oh, no, I get to move some more. Your arms have caught up with you. You sit in darkness, awaiting judgment from the Council of Gulls. I don't care, though. What is this? It won't let me interact with that. Let me guess. The Council of Gulls has found you guilty for such heinous... Yeah. Alright, so it just goes in a circle, I guess. Yeah. Nightmares of an unending anguish. Okay, so that is Nightmare. Could have been a lot more serious. That would have been really cool. The aesthetic's a little bit hard to look at. I didn't get to do anything other than walk around. So maybe some gameplay would be good. But it's an interesting concept. Alright, let's go to the next one. This is Solitary. It's done for the 2-minute game jam. It forced my gaze back to the door, so that was interesting. Not a big fan of that. Okay. If that's even a door. Wait. Okay. That was just me dancing. It didn't really work. Alright, just makes a weird sound effect. I thought I heard footsteps. Sorry. Continue. Just pushing some buttons now. It's definitely wet somewhere in here. Can I climb onto the chair? Can I do anything with the chair? Oh, there's a letter now. You are alone. Duh. I'm in isolation. I'm in solitary. Okay. At least I've got a radio. And those random footsteps. So I don't think they're mine. Fun fact, it's not considered solitary confinement if you are visited for an hour, or if like an hour out of every day you've got company. Okay. Is this the whole game? Just one note? Okay. So the radio wants to be on. Yeah, okay. Aha! I'm still alone, but at least now I can go somewhere. I've served my sentence with the Gold Council or whatever. Let's see. Solitary confinement is probably like one of the worst things you can do to a person without like physically harming them, because it causes insurmountable mental damage very quickly. Are you telling me to exit full screen? Alright, that's the game. Alright, thank you, Venus. Alright, this is Beginner's Guide to Grave Robbing. Press anywhere to start. I'm pressing. I pressed like 3 times. Okay. Got this nice fog to hide things. Hide the... Rule 1, there's no such thing as ghosts. Well, that's a lie. I've seen them. In real life. And in video games. Who left these notes here? Left shift to run. Oh, I have a good run. I'm Gordon Freeman. Oh, I can just push through that. I thought I was pushing up through it. Rule 2, even if there are ghosts, they can't hurt you. That's a lie. I'm running more around the lights because that's where the notes seem to be. Ooh. I don't even need to dig this one. Hey, I saw that. You think you're sneaky? I saw a ghost. Alright. Where am I going? What am I doing? Where's my shovel? I need a shovel. I need to be able to, like, select a grave or something. This is a weird cemetery. Okay, interesting. Where's rule 3? Or a shovel? Am I in Silent Hill? Silent Hill has this little house right about this area. Oh, a flashlight. That's helpful. There we go. There we go. That's what I needed. Take what you need. Found a wedding ring. Found a gold tooth. Hi. Found a pacemaker. Do they bury people with pacemakers? I know you can't cremate someone with a pacemaker. I learned that from a Mortician's Tale. Look at that. I'm learning things from video games. Found a necklace. The police would be on me by now. Found a tie. That's an expensive tie. Don't get greedy. Bracelet. Okay, so how much is greedy? Hi. Just saying hello to all the ghosts. Cufflinks. There's a grand. This is where I want to finish off. Swelling dread. Wonderful. Hi. I got killed. Graves are hard to dig from the inside. Don't get caught. That's cool. Okay. Kinda digging it. Alright. Stay away from the red ghosts. Alright. Where's that little cottage thing? I saw a ghost already. Boop, boop. Like, I prefer going down them in rows. And I love it when I don't have to worry about things like stamina. I can just keep running. Where are the graves? There we go. The music is really good. It's probably just an asset, but I like it. Come on. Cufflinks. Wedding ring. I kind of like the shape of the ghosts. Like, they're not realistic. They're not scary, but they're, like, interesting. And, like, recognizable. I very much know I'm not, like, getting caught by the groundskeeper or something. Alright, don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. I just have to check the coloration of all the ghosts. Make sure I don't touch the red one. Because the red one is bad. Or maybe they just turn red once you get to the swelling dread. Yeah, they're swelling dread. Okay. Music box. It's weird that there's two sets of footsteps. There's my running ones, and then there's like a walking one. that's happening at the same time. Oh, the music stopped. Everything must be fine now. Did I get all the graves? All the open-ish ones? Yeah, so. Let's leave. I got 1,000. This is what I said I wanted. Where's the door? It's nice of them to just leave me a shovel here. Alright. All the lights are out. That's always a good sign. My flashlight still works, though. How about my car? Here it is. Can I get in? Ha! You pick the place clean. No reason to go back there until somebody you know dies. Hopefully not again. Not you. Press R to try again. Alright, awesome. That was really cool. Alright, so this is 5 against the Sea King. Or 5 friends together, I'm not sure. What a lovely day for a holiday. The sun beams down on you through the window at the 11:45 to Thisbe-on-Sea. As it trundles its way along the fine English coast, you sit in a second-class carriage with your new friends, feeling quite delighted. There's Harry, hello Farida, Spotty the dog, and there's George. Spotty the dog. Spotty the dog is George's dog. He is a white dog, and is not Spotty at all. But he is a very good dog. I'm going to pet the dog. Give Spotty a good tickle under his chin. He wags his tail. And there's George. I guess I should talk to his owner. I really don't understand why Mother made us take the cousin, says George. She's talking about you. You don't really like George, but Mummy says you must always be nice to your friends, especially when they're new. Their skin is weird and their breath smells. There's Harry. He's the oldest and George's brother. Nice to have you with us today, he says. You nod. I keep, should I have an English accent or not for this? But I'm an American, so I probably shouldn't. Hello, Farida, you say. Hello, she says. Farida is wearing a fetching headscarf. She is Harry's friend from school. There you all are. 5 friends together. The lunch cart rolls past, and the smell of sandwiches reminds Harry that it's lunchtime. Come on, everybody. Let's eat before we arrive. He opens his lunchbox, unwraps a ham sandwich from some beeswax paper. Farida has a sandwich too, and a bottle of pop. Spotty gets some of Harry's ham, and George has a roll with butter. She's such a fussy eater. What have you got in your lunchbox? You don't have a lunchbox, actually. You have a smart traveling case. What did you pack in it? A crumble, a frog, or toenails? I'm going to say crumble. Take out the crumble and roll it in your palm. It shivers. Oh, Farida exclaims. No, I don't think you should eat that, says Harry. George, give your cousin some of your roll. They haven't brought any lunch with them. George rolls her eyes and tears off a corner of buttered bread. Bread's okay, you suppose. Or do your best to fit in. To fit it. Eat the bread. You eat the buttered roll. It's good for English food. The fields and coastlines swirl past you as the train chuffs towards its destination. Farida buries her nose in a book. Spotty sleeps in gentle fits beneath the table. George and Harry play a game of snap across the table. You grow bored. Do you have something you can play with? Well, you did pack your marbles, fidget, or slingshot. You go with marbles. You show them one of your marbles. Just send to the poet and bounce it on the table. All right, Harry interrupts you. Best stop that now. I'm not sure the conductor would like you doing that. He is smiling, but you can see the discomfort in his eyes. George shuffles away from you, presses against the window. It's all right. You can play with them later, or you're only trying to fit in. Suddenly, she sits upright. Thisbe-on-Sea! She exclaims, pointing. We're nearly jolly well there. How exciting, says Farida. Harry, do you think we shall have another adventure today? Harry nods. Seaside towns are full of intrigue. We're sure to run across some fun. He pulls from his pocket a Swiss Army knife and fans out the tools one by one. My uncle bought me this for my birthday. I bet we can use it to get out of a sticky situation. Farida extends a miniature telescope. This could spot some smugglers, or maybe a marooned pirate. George displays her notebook proudly. I'll write down the clues. No problem. And what have you brought? Harry asks. Well, you have brought something, but Mummy and Daddy told you only to use it in emergencies. Maybe it's best to keep it hidden in the case. A smile, a blankie. Caribou Steve! You tell them you find Caribou Steve. Blank stares. They've obviously come prepared for a different sort of adventure. George squeezes herself further into the edge of the seat as the train pulls into the station. The 5 of you spill out onto the platform. You clutch your case, excited for the day to come. But Harry turns to you and kneels down. Listen, cousin, we're going to explore those ruins on the cliffside. But we need you to stay here and keep an eye out for trouble. That isn't fair. George keeps a smile from her face and tugs on the arm of her brother. We'll come and find you at tea time, all right? Frida looks over her shoulder and then turns to laugh with the others. They walk off towards the cliffside. Spotty runs after them. You are alone in Thisbe Sea. I'm gonna look around. At least this is a cozy spot. The few weather-beaten pubs and shops cluster around the train station's single platform. In the winter, they must seem to huddle around the glowing engines like a fireplace for warmth. But now that it is summer, the building seems to bask. Cabins stand at attention along the beach, each decorated with a different color, bold and regimental. One stands off, dull and abandoned, just like you. There is much traffic on the pier. The beach seems quieter. Seagulls circle the ruins on the cliff, but your friends don't want you to go in there. I'm going to explore the pier. The pier is crowded with visitors. There's an ice cream stand, and if you ask politely, you might find a spot to stand by the railing and watch the sea. The boardwalk creaks underfoot. Take a spot on the railing. I don't know if I have any money. The railings are packed. You have to wait quite a while to squeeze in. The sea yawns in front of you, wind speckling the blue. Let's look at the ruins. You squint along the cliff, looking for movement. You watch the figures of your friends shrink as they approach the ruins. Climb the railings. Someone grabs at your shoulder, pulls you back, tutting. It is too busy to climb. Return to the pier. Seagulls wheel above the pier, crawling over the surf. Rubbish bins overflow with greasy newspaper, the remnants of fish and chips. Queue for an ice cream. I guess I have money. You approach the wooden storefront. It is painted a canary yellow, and a sign that says, for cones, cornettos, and cockles, try riled zogots. The proprietor, an anglerfish demon wearing a striped apron. Okay, so non-humans are normal. Leans across his counter. He grins stiletto teeth at you. He knows you can see his true form. Oh, okay. So it's not normal, but it's known-ish. Hello, young practitioner. What will it be today? The ice cream machine hums. Ask him about Thisbe Sea. A fine angling ground, young one, and no mistake. Plenty of tourists to feed on, and a good seat to watch the great sinking when it comes. It is proboscis lowers. At its end hangs a gleaming lozenge that seems to wink at you. If your parents hadn't scaled inland, maybe you'd be suckling out the shores too. Ask for an ice cream. From my own, however distantly related, gratis. You filled a cone with mellow white ice cream, delicately spiked with a chocolate flake. It's perfect. It'll do. He waves. What now? The gulls cry. Return to the station. The smell of coal, salt, and fish. English summer. Then why do you feel so low? The pier buzzes with activity. Someone haggles over the price of a deck chair. Seagulls circle the ruins on the cliff, but your friends don't want you to go there. The beach is full of happy bathers and waiters. Children making sandcastles, umbrellas stuck in the golden sand. Let's comb the beach. You try to comb the beach, but you haven't brought your comb. Make a sandcastle. You try to form a shape from memory, a castle of infinite turrets. It keeps falling apart. Return to the station. The sun is glowering in the west, and the adults filing onto the pier seem rowdier, and the wind colder. Where are my friends? I feel alone. All of a sudden, you hear a thin howl reading from the cliffside. Spotty? It's Spotty. He tumbles through the grasses, yapping in panic. What's that, boy? Behind him, loping down the hill, is a horrifying creature, 6 feet of slopping flotsam, coral, and reeds, forced together by old hunger and nightmare magics. I recognize it instantly. One of the reef gas of Yar Magath. Before you have a chance to react, it's upon you. Rocky tentacles snaring. It catches you, lifts you, presses your face into its gooey chest. Beneath the squids, your cheek meets coral bone. The light begins to fade. But you still have the hold of your case. Use the crumble. As it pushes you to its sopping chest, you find the crumble in your case and smear it on your fingers. It's more than you need, but you're not thinking straight in the creature's suffocating grasp. You push your hand into the ghast's chest, and it gives away like chalk. It drops you, but you press on, drawing lines with your fingers across the ghast. Wherever you touch, its form dries and dusts to nothingness. With just a few strokes, you can press together its entire body. It falls apart like a mound of sugar. The wind blows the rest of the reef gas through the grass and over the cliff. Spotty whines. Pet the dog. You pet the dog. He recoils from your scaled hand. You mount the hillside. The wind whips at your bare legs. Your galoshes crimp the long grasses. A path winds down the cliff edge. It sinks into the sea. The ruins rise ahead of you. A tower half beheaded, its upper story exposed to the elements. At its base is a small door, which Spotty races toward, barking. The reef creatures must have your friends in there. Well, let's leave them. Fuck those guys. Look at the upper level. You step back and squint. The upper level is open to the air, but the tower is too smooth to climb. Approach the door. The door is made of imposing oak. You half expect it to be scrawled with the Sea King's runes of warding, but it is a disapprovingly simple door. Thick and heavy, though. You won't be able to break it down. Stand back from the tower. The tower stands, unassailable. You feel sure your friends are within. They're not my friends. You hear the waves calling. Return to the pier. The pier has emptied out. A colder wind hooks at your shorts. Return to the ice cream stand. Aren't cones the same as cornettos, you think? Rails Zagat rubs his webbed hands together, slavering. You ask him about your friends. He's eager to oblige. I'd wager 40 fathoms they're up at the old tower. The moon will be a gibbous one tonight, and Yarmagath will hunger. He leans back in his stall, appraising you. You'll be well enough equipped to find a way in, I'm sure. Bangs of magic off of you. He narrows his eyes, let pupils shining. The spirit in your case could move heaven and earth for you. Adios, he waves. Return to the railings. The pier is less busy, and you easily find a spot to stand. White horses buck on the water surface, or perhaps there's something else. Look at the ruins. You watch the land fall into the sea. Your heart blooms in hot worry. Climb the railings. You pull yourself up on the railings and plant your feet between two spikes. Look up to the ruins again. Sweat squirms from the scales along your hands. You watch the land fall into the sea. You turn your gaze towards the ruins. You swing along the cliffs looking for movement. You turn your gaze towards the ruins. Okay. I'm already climbed. Return to the railings. Return to the station. You hear the waves calling. You visit the beach. A donkey trudges along the shore. Look to the ocean. You sit in the sand, stumped. You could reach the tower by the path if it were only above water. That's it. You know exactly who to ask for help with this. You rummage in your case for your marbles. Set out your marbles. You take out your marbles one by one. Cinna first. The bust of the poet. Okay, so when I read crumble, I thought of the dessert. When I read marbles, I thought of the little round things that you roll around, not busts made out of marble. Sits happily among the carcasses of some crabs. The statue of Lothrock, the two-faced water spider god of Atlantis, feels damp as you place it. Lastly, Apoxonia, the Dread Lady, on her tentacled horse of starved thorn. She is the heaviest and sinks into the sand even as she rises triumphant on her eldritch steed. Command them to lower the tide. You ask rather than command. These are the remnants of powers most ancient, after all, and it always pays to be polite. They oblige. The sky burns red for what seems like an age. The seagulls fall from the sky, and the wind sucks backwards. Wrecks reach from the receding tide, and the stranded jellyfish fry and pop under the fires of a ruby sun. The tide has been lowered. The cliffs stand bare and dry. Time to help your friends. Return to the station. The town is almost silent now, as the wind whips in from across the seabed. Return to the pier. The pier is almost complete. Deserted. People worried by the ocean's disappearance. Return to the station. The town is almost silent now as the wind whips in from across the seabed. I want to go to the ruins. Climb the cliffside. The tower stands unassailable. You feel your friends are within. Just in the cliff path. You try the narrow path, accessible now that the ocean has retreated. Rocks tumble as you climb, and you have to clutch at the exposed roots a few times, but you make it safely down the cliff. You tread down to the wooden boards of a jetty built into the rock, and notice a taut rope tied to the mooring. To your left, a tunnel bores into the cliffs, in the direction of the ruins, you think. Proceed into the tunnel. The tunnel echoes as you tread, and the dry wind follows you. You emerge inside what you imagine to be the basement of the ruins. The basement is familiar to you, hollowed rock, comfortably with damp, and the ceiling inscribed with grammatics and spirals written in chthonic ink. I don't have anything to drink, and my mouth is getting tired. And probably blood. Your friends have been webbed in rockweed and corralled into a corner. The boat you passed must have been their passage to the watery maw of Yarmagath. A group of reef ghasts writhe in the center of the room, halfway through the dirge of the Weeping Beard, one of the Sea King's favorite sacrificial hymns. Harry, though, has cut himself free with his penknife. He brandishes it at the nearest ghast. It's a mistake. Blades will do nothing to their coral bones. The ghast notice you in turn. You think back to Mummy and Daddy, and decide that this would probably qualify as an emergency. Call on Caribou Steve. You pull Caribou Steve from your case and hold him out in front of you. He is a stuffed toy of a caribou. Say the summoning words. You intone the summoning words from the forbidden pages, and the ghast slow their approach. From inside the doll, the planar form of Caribou Steve phases into being, all 8 floating feet of him. his antlers dripping red, the velvet shed and hanging from them. And he makes the endless gestures with his 6 monstrous reptile claws. He keens a Siberian death song. Darkness and snow sludge from his fingers. Tentacles of burning night cast oil-slick shadows across the room, and the reef guests scream. Then they are gone, and Caribou Steve sits light and fluffy again in your hands. Give him a hug. You squeeze Caribou Steve and put him back in your case. Your friends vomit in the corner. George is particularly sick. Maybe they were expecting a different kind of adventure. Oh well, at least they're safe. Pet the dog. You try to pet Spotty again, but he's having none of it. This was a nightmare for him. The end. Alright, that was fun. That was a choose your own adventure in which I didn't feel terribly in danger at all. I didn't feel like, oh no, I'm going to turn the corner and die. But it was really cool how, like, all your choices on the train actually are something. And, like, I picked having Caribou Steve in my case. I picked having a crumble for lunch, that kind of stuff. So that was really neat. Not very scary, but that's fine. It at least was a really fun experience. So thank you very much for that, Toe Martin. I will see you guys next week for another Random Horror Games. Adios.